Hey, good afternoon. The time is 1:30. The date is December 21st. We're going to be doing a repair attempt here at Mr. Danny Williams' house. I'm going to use chalk so just so you can see it a little bit better on camera. That noise makes my spine shiver. As you can see here, we've got wind damage shingle. As you see, it's creased at the top. We're going to be attempting to switch it out today. We're going to do a 1-for-1. So for the adjuster watching, you know that a 3-tab shingle has 3 tabs in it. So I'm going to show you guys the tools I'll be using today. One is that all-inclusive roof tool, and I'll be using a precision nail puller and also a hammer and just regular old roofing nails. So without further ado, I'm just going to check the seals on this and look to see. So this is a far right shingle. So our area of repair is going to consist of these 3 shingles right here, and it's actually going to go up to this second course. For the adjuster watching, you know that there are 2 courses of nails in each shingle. So I'm just going to continue to loosen up these shields, just being as careful as I can. And I can tell you, it's not freezing out. It's not below any kind of a temperature that would affect this repair, but these shingles are extremely stiff. So I foresee this. We're probably going to end up running into a couple issues here. But we're gonna make a good faith attempt at just a repair here. So before I start pulling any nails and really getting up underneath these shingles, let's just get a good area that we're working with here, and just get, like, you know, showing this wind damage shingle right here and the 2 courses that we're gonna be. So yeah, so we'll just kind of work our way down the line just so we have a good idea of what it looks like before. Right, before we start pulling nails out or anything like that. So we have a before, we have a starting point. All right, well, just lifting up on this one slightly. The shingle actually just cracked right here. I don't like that, but we're gonna keep going. You're just gonna lift it up just a little bit. Notice we're not cranking back on these. And we just want to try to get this nail out as cleanly as possible. All right, so we got that. So let's get it before that, or and after that. So you can see, especially over here on this side, you can see where that shingle's actually cracked pretty good. You can see where that fiberglass matting's actually broken on it. Now we're gonna try to be a little bit more careful on the second one. Although I really didn't lift back, I didn't crank on that. It's just really a simple lift. All right, on to the next one. Let's get it before this. All right, and I'm just gonna lift it up just slightly. Notice I'm not cranking back on it or anything. Yeah, a little bit less so, but all right. We're gonna grab the nail and we're gonna pull it out. And give it a couple good taps. And you can see up here at the top of this shingle, so up here at the top, you can see on this side. You can also see pretty good on this side over here. Yep, over here. You can see where this fiberglass matting is actually cracked. You can see where that shingle's pretty damaged right now. All right. As we're going on to the next one, let's get a good before that. Yep. I'm gonna barely, and you can see where that stress point is up at the top. All right. Shingles are super stiff. We're gonna give it a couple good taps. Up. And you can see up on that one, if you follow my finger up at the top, you can see where that fiberglass matting is actually cracked. It's broken as well. Right. Yep. As we're going on to this last one in the first course, shouldn't be standing on it. All right, get it before that, get it during. Notice I'm not lifting up very high, just enough to be able to work under. And I'm gonna pull this out, just enough to grab. Notice only at like 20-30 degrees right here. We'll give it a couple good taps, and you can see up here at the top, if you follow my finger, you can see where that shingle is actually, the fiberglass matting on that is cracked. It's broken as well. All right. We go on to the next one on the second course. Let's get a good before this one. Right here. Oh, sorry, that's the wrong one. On this one. I was like, wait, that's messed up. All right. Give it some good taps. Just enough to grab that nail. Notice I'm not cranking back on these shingles or anything like that. And just enough to be able to pull that nail out. And I'll give it a couple good taps. And you can see up here at the top, you can see where that that granulose, that fiberglass matting is actually cracked and broken on that as well. All right, we go on to the next one. All right, one in the middle, right here. All right, I'll lift on it just slightly, just enough to be able to dig that nail out. All right, and onto this one. You can see with each hammer blow, you can see where that stress point at the top of these shingles are. Let's see. All right, and that should be the last of them. So I'm gonna give these a couple good taps. And you can see on those, it's pretty faint. But you can see up here at the top, just give it a couple good taps to knock off those loose granules. You can see where that fiberglass matting's broken right there. And onto this one, you can see as well right here. All right, now it should just be out with the old. And look how stiff this is. Now, since we're gonna be, you know, most shingles will not crack, you know, with a bend like that. But these are pretty bad. All right, here's the new one. As you can see, here's the new one. I can move it all sorts of ways. You can see where that's not, you know, that's not affecting anything right there. All right. Now before I put this shingle in, I want to do a visual inspection of the underlayment. The wind damage shingle was on this right side. And you can see here where there's some bubbling and some discoloration. And you can see I'm kind of just pushing it down a little bit with my finger. But you can see where that underlayment's actually holding moisture from the wind-driven rain. So, you know, all facts aside with the shingles, the underlayment actually had sustained some storm damage as well from that storm. And the underlayment needs to be replaced as well. If it's not, it can cause issues like mold and mildew. It's an improper repair and it can cause the roof to fail as a whole. So what I'll be doing is I'll be installing the nails with this roof snake. And everywhere I pull the nail out, I'm gonna put a nail back in. And we got 2 courses to do. So just lifting up slightly. Most repair guys aren't this careful. And you can see even on the shingles that we haven't touched, like there's granules just raining off of them from every blow. All right. Just hammer it home. All right. And the next one. And onto this one. Everywhere we pull the nail out, we're going to put a nail back in. And we're on to the last one. All right. Make sure that went in all the way. Yep, it did. All right. So for the adjuster washing, a couple things I'd like to point out. On this shingle right here is pretty badly cracked. I can admit I could have been a little bit more careful on this, but just kind of as a wide view, you can't really see it from far, but coming up on these shingles, you can see where each one of these shingles, the fiberglass matting is cracked, it's broken on them. The underlayment's holding moisture, that's damaged as well. So in a contractor end of things, this is not a repair test that would pass. So we're failing this. We would ask the adjuster to watch you know, all points in this video. And notice that, you know, if we were doing this repair for a homeowner, we'd first pull the shingle, then we'd recommend to them, hey, you really need to change this underlayment. It's going to cause issues for you in the future. And then as we were to go on with that, you know, I'd have to keep going down to the ground to get another shingle, another shingle, another shingle. So in the contract agreement, we can't warrant this. We would ask that UPC wouldn't put their name on this either.